Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode of Coffee with Coach. Hope you're all doing well. Got the mind in the right place. If not, as always, let's put it in the right place. Before I head up to the academy and teach class and get some training today, I wanted to drop this in your ear because I just feel like it's super important. I was listening to a new episode of Jocko. Again, it just depends on what comes across my news feed and what I catch. I love the Jocko episodes because a lot of it is leadership and just hearing the stories of what these guys have gone through. And what I like about Jocko too is he reads like excerpts of like different books that he's read, and he'll share those stories with everyone and kind of elaborate and go into them and stuff like that. And some of the horrific things these guys had to go through and endure, like through their time in the military and stuff like that, and what they've learned from it. Okay. And so anyways, I'm listening to this episode and he's talking to this guy named Dave Burke, and it's really good. It's called Supreme Excellence and Discomfort. Okay. And so it kind of grabbed my attention because, of course, when you read the words supreme excellence and discomfort, it's attention grabbing, and I want to know more about it. So it's a long episode. It's 2 hours and 40 something minutes long. So I've been busy all morning, just as I'm going through my morning and just listening to this stuff. And one of the things that grabbed my attention was the excuse matrix. Okay. So what is the excuse matrix? So Dave Burke, he's talking about, they're talking about ownership and leadership and taking responsibility for your weaknesses, things that you don't know. Okay. And he says, when you give yourself avenues and off ramps, so to speak, you create this excuse matrix for yourself. And the thing about it is he's talking about how everyone can see it. Okay. Everyone can see that you're making excuses. You're finding a way out instead of finding a way in. Okay. And staying on course. Whatever is discomforting for you and it's not working out well for you, or you don't understand, or you haven't figured it out yet, and it's giving you a hard time and it's frustrating you, you are going to look for an off-ramp, a detour of some sort, a way to get out. Be like, you know what, it's enough of this. I think it's time to get off. Okay, versus staying on the course and saying, you know what, I'm going to stay here until I figure this out. I'm going to keep putting myself in this position until I can understand what the heck is going on and why I'm not able to get this. And when I heard that, it just put me right back into what's going on lately in my academy with some students, a small few, okay? So I'll give you a quick scenario rundown, and then I got to get going. So when I see students avoid certain positions, okay, that they're not good at, I will put them in those situations more often so I can help them figure it out. Okay, the more you're in something, the more you're there. You'll figure it out at some point. But the more you run from something, like being in the mount, or for instance, lately we've been doing pass and defend guard drills for the 6 a.m. class because last week I looked through the cameras during the 6 a.m. class, because I don't teach that class, and I watched the training. Okay, and now I have a microphone up in the ceiling so I can hear the training, hear what's going on, what's being said. For those of you guys that are watching that train there and didn't know that, now you do. So be careful of what you say. All right. So when you're sounding and making excuses, I can hear that. Anyways, I wasn't too pleased with the rounds that I was watching. A lot of stalling, no taking chances. Some of the rounds were like two people in the same position for the entire round. There was no jiu-jitsu happening. Okay. No back and forth exchanges, no. And then I'd look over at a different corner, and then you would see guys like bah bah bah, like they're going back and forth, and I'm like, man, like jiu-jitsu, that's it, like that. So your eyes gravitate towards that because it's like you see things happening versus two guys just laying on each other. One guy's bigger, the other guy's smaller, and nothing's really happening. And it's like, man, this is horrible. Like, what are we doing here? So I told the 6 a.m. class, like, guys, look, from now on in this particular class, because this is where I see it the most. Especially because I'm not there, is we're going to do 3 minutes on top, 3 minutes on bottom. Regardless of where you're at after 3 minutes, bell rings, boom, you switch. One person's defending the guard pass, and one person's passing. If you get the sweep and come up and hold it, okay, then you go back to the same position. If you get the submission off the bottom, cool, then you go back to the same position. If the guy on top makes the guy on the bottom, passes guard, 3 seconds, hold it, then they go back to that same position and start over. Or other person goes to turtle because it's a loss of guard. You have to reset. So there's some complaining, some whining, some moaning from some individuals. I don't see how this is productive. I don't see how this is helping me. Okay, excuse matrix. Boom, comes into play. Because why? Their guard is suspect. Their guard isn't that good. Their guard is getting past. They're having to go to turtle too much. Okay, their guard just isn't good. So instead of embracing the fact that they have a weakness and I should develop it more and spend some more time there, and so I can figure this out, so I can stop having my guard passed and stop having to go to turtle, so you can figure it out and embracing it, they're doing the opposite. Why do we have to do this? This sucks. This isn't fun anymore. I want to be on top. I want to do what I want to do because I want to go and tell my friends and family that I kick butt in jiu-jitsu every day and never lose. Okay. Versus the other guys, coach, this is awesome. Really exposed some weaknesses in my game. I'm going to spend more time there. All these other things. I'm getting the opposite of you know what, coach, man, that sucked, but like that was great because I can tell I obviously need to work on this because it's I kept getting my guard passed. I kept going to turtle. I kept having to reset. And then Coach KJ is making guys do burpees in the morning. That sucks. Okay. So you got the two kinds, right? You got the two people. One, why do we have to do this? I don't want to do this. This sucks. It's not productive. And then the other one is, well, man, I just see all these holes in my game and I want to get better. So what happens? They ask questions. They want to know how it is that they can get better and improve their game. Okay. We could do that with takedowns. There's a lot of students that hate takedowns. Because why? Why do they hate takedowns? Because their takedowns suck and they can't take anyone down and they can't defend the takedown. So what do you think they should do? Instead of making excuses, finding off-ramps, detours, other avenues to take, they should stay on course and learn how to do takedowns, okay? And so then you have the opposite guys who are like, man, oh yeah, I suck at takedowns, man. I got to get better at this. You know what I'm saying? We're plugging holes. We're fixing things. We're making things better. So you have those two individuals. And again, instead of taking ownership and being a leader in your academy, you start making excuses and trying to find ways out. And then you start talking to your teammates on how this sucks and why do we got to do this? And, screw the coach because, he's not here and he's making us do these drills and blah, 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 blah. And how does that look? How does that really look to your fellow teammates? Okay. The ones that do want to do it and the ones that do understand that they have a weakness and they want to get better, you have you have individuals that are saying the opposite, trying to get them to go against what we're doing versus trying to work with it. And the other ones want to work with it because they want to get better. They're there to improve. They have no ego. They are there to make their jiu-jitsu better versus, let's just fill up our egos and let's just put ourselves in all our best positions and never lose and never have trouble and never really struggle and just never learn. Okay. So, anyways, I just listened to this 2-hour and 40-something minute podcast on just, ownership and leadership and embracing the fact that you don't know everything. And when you tell people you don't know everything, but you're going to try to learn as much as you can, you get way more respect that way versus the opposite of why do we got to do this or putting the blame on someone else or, just making up that excuse matrix. You look weak. You look like obviously you're full of ego and people can see right through you and people know what your weaknesses are and they can see it and it's not a good look. Okay. It's not a good look. So it's something that if that's you definitely need to address that and get that fixed. And for the other ones that are embracing the trouble areas and like problem solving, because that's what jiu-jitsu is, it's problem solving. Every day you're trying to figure something out. And the more you embrace these hard areas, these uncomfortable, situations, the faster you will get, the better you will get, the more you will understand about jiu-jitsu and about life and how everything works together. And you can just put that in play with just anything. So whatever it is that you're struggling out there with, guys, do not become and go down and put yourself into that excuse matrix. All right, put yourself in a different position where people will look up to you because of the things that you're saying, yeah, you know what, I'm really not good in this area, but I'm going to put myself there more, and I'm going to figure that out, and watch me in the next couple of months. I will be much better. Okay, you will gain much more respect from your peers that way versus, I don't like what the coach is making us do right now because this sucks. It only sucks because you suck at the moment. You suck at whatever it is that we're doing. Embrace the suck, figure it out, ask questions, and things will get better, and you will get better. And before you know it, that stuff will be like you can close your eyes and do things because you've just been there so many times. Like, it'll be hard to pass your guard. It'll be hard to take you down. It'll be hard to do whatever to you because you've been in all these horrible situations that it's not a big deal, okay? And for those that have been in jiu-jitsu long enough and have been training long enough, then you know, especially the guys that know with me, like, for instance, my back take. Most people will get their back taken and get choked out, where, not that it'll never happen to me, but for the individuals that roll with me know that, you can turn your back to someone and you're in a safe position because you know everything that they can try to do to you, and it's not going to work because you have all the defenses. How do you know all the defenses? Because I've been choked out so many times. I've been put in bad positions so many times. I have so many things that didn't work out so many times that I figured them out. And once you get that kind of confidence in you, man, it's really tough to, it's really tough to beat you down. It's really tough to get frustrated because you're like, man, I've been here and I know the ins and outs of this position, that it really doesn't matter what kind of mistakes I make. I'll work my way out. And that's the confidence that you want. That's jiu-jitsu, that's life, that's everything where you want to be at mentally. There's always something to work on. There's never like a time where you're always going to have the answers for everything. It's just always problem solving, okay? I've embraced that a long time ago. I enjoy it. That's why I like doing jiu-jitsu so much. It's just something that just intrigues me, okay? And so again, when you become an excuse maker and put yourself in that excuse matrix, it's not a good look, and people can see through it. And, you really won't be held high amongst your peers that way, because you'll be looked down upon because you're the guy that just wants to find a way out instead of finding a way in. So anyways, hope that helps, guys. I got to get going. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a great day.